Hello, my name is MJ Fian, and this is a presentation on history of the iPhone for the module Foundations of Computing. Um, Basically, I'll go through the history of the iPhone, which is the first iPhone, and the ones that followed, which is the 3G, the 3GS, the 4, the 4S, and the 5. As you can see, all the pictures are there. This is a brief introduction. The first iPhone arrived on the market in 2007. It was released by the computer industry company Apple, and then that's the year each of the other iPhones followed. So 2008 you have the 3G, 2009 you have the 3GS, 2010 4, 4S, and then the 5 in this year in 2012. The first iPhone in 2007, the world was introduced to Apple's latest invention, which is the iPhone, which is basically an iPod and a mobile phone device in one. So it was the first time Apple decided to go into the phone market, and it was the Apple device, the iPhone was the first one to run on the operating system X, which also can be found on the MacBook and the iPad as well. So then Steve Jobs gave a quote of his description of the iPhone. That's a picture of the first iPhone. As you can see, it's very small and very rough on the edges compared to the latest models. 3G basically launched in 2008. The two main features that distinguished it from the first one were 3G networking and built-in GPS. The operating system on this one was also upgraded to the 2.0 version. New features included the App Store and push email. Just a brief comparison between the first iPhone and the 3G. You can see they're roughly similar with speed and RAM memory, but because the 3G network and the battery life in the 3G was reduced, but it also weighed a little bit less, so it's less awkward to carry around with you. 3GS basically a modified version of the 3G. They improved the hardware, basically is all they did. The more CPU, more RAM. Also new features introduced was voice control, which basically you can control your iPhone using your voice. So you can tell what to do, basically if you want to send a message or make a phone call, etc. The new operating system on this one included the copy and paste feature, which was very handy. A lot of people waited for that, wanted that feature in it, so that arrived with the new iOS system for the 3GS. As you can see, the CPU's processing speed went up to 600 megahertz, and the RAM was also greater, went up to 256 megabytes. So the iPhone 4 basically released in 2010. This is a huge leap forward in the iPhone from previous. A term that Apple introduced was Retina display. Basically, this is a term used by Apple to describe the pixel density. Apple actually claimed that these pixels can be unseen by the human eye from normal reading distances. They're so small and minute. So, also a new feature that came with the iPhone 4 was FaceTime. Basically, FaceTime is a feature that you can use to video call to iPhone devices. Since then, it's branched out to all Apple devices. So you can use FaceTime to talk, use video calls and video chat. Basically, a bit like Skype. It's just basically like Skype. So, also an advantage of another thing about this iPhone 4 was the camera. Had a front-facing camera for the first time, which also allowed you to use FaceTime, basically. The 4S basically was the new feature of this was the A5 processor, and Siri was introduced, which was used for instead of voice control, so you could interact with Siri. iPhone 5 released this year, 4-inch Retina display, lighter, thinner than any other previous iPhone basically, and faster with the A6 processor. That's all from me today. Thank you.